In today's Urbandoned video, we are covering a large abandoned manor in the south of England. The property was formerly a koi carp farm, hence the extensive land and private lake. Unfortunately, a few years ago, after the married couple living inside passed away, the younger generations were unable to find use for the home, consequently leaving it empty and unprotected. Join us as we explore the beautiful premises to see what's left. Remember to click subscribe and press the notification bell to never miss a video. This week we are asking the question, should somebody be allowed to step in to stop a viable structure like this falling into disrepair? Let us know what you think to possibly feature in our next upload. On a 2-day trip down south last year, we first came across this large manor in a rural village. From the front, past the welcoming gate, you would do well to notice the site's neglect, appearing well maintained and lacking boards on the windows. Around the rear, on the contrary, the building is a different story. After being converted into a fish farm in the 1950s, the business grew koi carp in the large purpose-built lake and also in smaller areas further into the garden. The land seems never-ending, but is also very overgrown, having not been tended to for half a decade. Soon enough, we discovered multiple easy entrances, where thieves had broken into the home to take valuables.
The pool. It's pretty standard, to be fair.
Bit strange. Not really expect one,
Yeah. There's some old vinyls in there. That's pretty sad to see. This was definitely a little bar area where they'd set up and have some friends round and family. I'm surprised no one set up the chairs. This room feels quite low. Maybe one of their main sitting rooms. See, they've got an old organ. God, they had nice views looking out over all this land. I'm sure they made full use of it. It changes up here, it gets all wooden panelled. It's quite vintage decor. These curtains. Jesus. You can just tell by the furniture that they had money. I've never seen these sort of things. These are like very old sunbeds. They look like they're made out of bamboo.
We think that the house dates back to the 1920s, but has clearly been renovated in places throughout its lifespan, the most recently being in the early 2000s. A married couple were the last residents here. Tragically, after the husband died in summer, the wife grieved and went on to pass away herself in winter of the same year.
Look at all the stuff in this one. Holy shit. This is the room, I think you'd say. or they were very set up. I feel like that fire thing is really old, with coal in it. The fireplace is huge. There's no space for a TV here.
With the property given to the children of the couple, it's likely their grief influenced them to stay clear of the house their parents last inhabited. The fishing company closed soon after the owner's death, and the house has been in limbo ever since.
I can tell the family had a really close bond with their dogs. Hopefully they're still alive to this day, although you never know. I've seen so many pictures of them all around the house. Here it's almost like a little shrine.
Certain rooms like this one and the conservatory were jam-packed with belongings and family heirlooms. It was very sad to imagine that this was once a beloved home where memories were made, all to become derelict.
It's a very old photo of the house, all the colours fading. See all the land they had. I'm not going to go all the way to this bit here, but you can see they prune their trees and whatnot, keeping it all really nice.
It's a really nice furnished piece, this cabinet here. Some really intricate details on the bottom.
A lot of the furniture I'm seeing reminds me of the house we did last year. I'll have to link the video.
It's really nice walking through this back section of the house. So many windows. They give you an opportunity to look out onto the into the massive garden. Looks like someone, either the owners. Oh no, I thought that might have been a little secret compartment. It's a really old safe here.
I love the ceiling. It's a lot bigger than it meets the eye. Here you can see more decay than we've seen in the rest of it. Another really nice bit of furniture. Of all these odd pictures. This is the kitchen. Pretty simple. All the cupboards look quite miniature though for some reason. I don't know if that's just me. I've said that a couple of times. I like the chandeliers, if that's what you call them.
From what we have heard, the property's vandalism has worsened dramatically since this visit. Smashed windows, miscellaneous items thrown about, and furniture missing are signs that vandals and thieves are able to access the mansion whenever they choose. It's part of the reason we are so careful when sharing these unused houses online particularly, often waiting a long time before we give away that we have even visited, in an attempt to stop this happening.
Gonna head upstairs. From the state of downstairs, I can imagine this place has got some nice rooms up here as well, especially the bedrooms. Oh, the corridors are lovely. This arched and kind of embossed design to them. I can already see this is furnished, which is a good sign. Oh, the bed's still here. Oh, that's lovely. It's really reminding me of the house that I mentioned earlier, but the beds are in better condition. It's mainly the furniture and the type of wood used.
These doorknobs are really cool. Seems to just be one long corridor stretching the full length of the building. I didn't actually think there was beds in here. That corner couch is pretty cool. The handset phone as well. Shows the time when this place was in use. These are the cases for different breathing apparatus, but the actual apparatus isn't here. See, it had a charger, so it must have been some high-tech stuff. I wonder why the inhabitants of the house had these. It's one of those mysteries you'll never really find the answer to.
From this design, and the steps down and the multiple rooms leading off, I'm kind of led to believe this could be the master. Perhaps the master room, with its window facing at the end. I could be wrong, it could have been the first bedroom we looked at, especially with this bed. Very minimal, just a mattress on top. There's been some houses where we've explored and there's been clothes left behind. I think this one's just pretty gutted. People have already had a look in there. Nothing left behind though.
Heading back outside, we figured we should seek out some of the outer buildings used for the farming process, although at the time we were unsure what their function was.
Walking through the massive gardens, you can see, imagine when these were kept, it would have been so nice. Such a big space. This huge lake in the middle. But there's a couple of workshops, or like sheds, that might be of interest back here. So I'll go see if we can find anything. It's hard to distinguish whether you're on the same site, just due to how big the gardens are. It's just whether it could be someone else's land or not, but looking at the state of this is definitely belonging to the mansion. It looks like they maybe have like water troughs more than anything. There's a lot of dilapidation going on in here. This looks interesting. Or at least something to see. Not quite sure what it would have been. You'll have to let us know if you know what this would have been used for. It's looking in a very sorry state though. These look like definitely a pump, so it looks like it may have had water in, at least.
The small pools were additional contraptions for the carp breeding, probably before the fish were transported to the lake to grow. With that, we had seen every inch of the upsetting manor. Once a treasured home and a thriving business, it has completely changed now and might never be the same again. It isn't a question that the building doesn't remain as it looks in this documentation nowadays, due to the lack of protection and the destructive tendency of vandals and thieves. All we can really do is share the footage we recorded as yet another example of one of these abandoned homes being ruined by humans. We hope you enjoyed our coverage. If you did, feel free to like the video and subscribe to never miss a future release. Here are some of our photographs captured at the abandoned mansion. If you like the look of them, check out our Instagram page in the description, where we share images of our explores months before they are seen on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Hopefully my sick voice won't return in the next narration in 2 weeks. See you next time.